Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boy Jack here at the Irish Hotspur, and we're going to be delivering you the Twitter reaction to the James Maddison signing. We're going to be taking a look at the Twitter sphere, see what Spurs fans have to say, maybe see a certain few salty Newcastle fans and Arsenal fans as well. They seem to be quite jealous already at this terrific signing, and also as well, maybe see some kind of ridiculous takes, some funny takes, all that good stuff. So if you do enjoy these Twitter reacts, you already know what to do. Smash that like button, please. But let's take a look at already the beautiful photo that we're seeing right in front of us here, Dave. And Ben Jacobs, a guy who you probably are familiar with because, you know, we have to say his name lots of times when it comes to the transfer streams and the transfer updates. But Ben Jacobs of CBS says, this is a superb signing for Spurs. 10 goals and 9 assists last season for Leicester, following 12 goals and 8 assists in 21-22. A constant creative threat, fantastic footballer, and dressing room influence. And the part that maybe I wanted to highlight there, Dave, is dressing room influence. I feel like he's a dressing room influence in that a lot of people get along with him and a lot of people find him to be a really nice guy, a good guy to sort of hang out with, I think, in the evening as well. But do you feel like he could be part of that sort of hunger? Because he even mentioned that in his own quotes, that he sees the hunger in this club. So do you feel like James Maddison might prove yourself wrong, maybe some other people wrong with his desire and hunger?
Look, I hope he does, Jack, because he has this weird ability of being able to be one of the lads but still go out there and produce on a football pitch.
Right.
So, you know, I just hope, we've seen many times when people make that step to Tottenham, they can't lose that hunger. I just hope that, you know, he keeps that hunger, and I think he will, especially with the European Championships at the end of the summer, Jacko. You know, he'll want to get into Gareth Southgate's squad, keeping Harry Kane. You know, he can ride off the back of Kane's coattails into the England squad for next summer. So for me, I think he definitely has that hunger for the first season for sure.
And Ledley King has given his approval of the signing, saying, great signing, just the type of player we need. That's good to see. And Mickey Hazard has also said, welcome to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, Mr. Maddison. Let this hold no fear for you. Our fans will adore you. You just as they adored, will adore you just as they adored all players of your ilk throughout our history. Wear the shirt with real pride and you will be a hero. Come on, you Spurs. I love that one from Mickey.
Two great Spurs legends coming out there, giving their thoughts on the signing. And Jacko, it's a sign of the times when you're seeing, Spurs legends like that come out. It sort of shows the magnitude of the signing, which is great. The only thing Ledley King is missing is, now we just need someone of my ilk at centre back. That'd be brilliant. That's the only thing missing from Ledley King's tweets. But it is a sign of the magnitude of the signing when you've got legends coming out tweeting.
Talia, I thought this one was absolutely brilliant, saying Maddison slagging off Tottenham on Twitter only makes him one of us. It's what we do every day.
I mean, to be fair, she's not too far wrong, is she, man? Great tweet.
Elena has given her reaction here, Dave, and it's certainly a strong one. She said, I just felt a tear drip down my leg, and Spum has actually had an even stronger reaction, just saying, I just felt a river go down my leg. Do you feel like this is probably a signing that is getting Spurs fans, like, actually, they're getting genuinely excited, like they're getting that hopium back, they're getting that sort of delusional hopium back? Are people happy clapping again, Dave?
I think they're starting to happy clap, Jack. Look, everyone is like you. They're all desperate to happy clap, whether they admit it or not, man.
I decided to highlight one of my own tweets here, Dave. Getting someone to pay $10 million for Winks is similar how we miraculously offloaded Dele Alli. Is this the work of the Don here? And do you feel like, Dave, I'm not sure if the Maddison deal is the work of the Don, but will we get more sort of hints of maybe the Don's work, maybe with future signings?
I mean, look, he's still cooking, Jacko. I know someone asked me yesterday, could I get in contact with the Don and ask him if there's any more room on the Don fan wagon. And apparently it turns out the Don is a very forgiving man, Jack. And he said, look, I can squeeze a few more on, but they better get on it early this summer. So, look, the Don is all over this transfer window so far. He's acting as an advisor. It's no coincidence we haven't got a deal with yet, though, is it?
No. Looking at sort of a comparison between the likes of Maddison and Bukayo Saka, I guess Paul O'Keefe was generous enough to provide us with this comparison because someone decided to say that his stats don't flatter. And before even we look at this comparison, which people might have already seen, if maybe something I didn't really ram home enough actually in the scout report is the last 2 seasons, James Maddison's finished with more goal contributions than Bruno Fernandes has. And Bruno Fernandes is probably considered to be maybe some people think he's a tiny bit overrated, but I mean, most of people would probably say he's probably one of the best creative midfielders, kind of like slash eights. Maybe in the Premier League, he's sort of able to do both. He can kind of operate in behind the striker, but he can also play a tiny bit deeper and be more box to box. And I think James Maddison is a bit similar. I don't think he's as productive maybe on the defensive side, but I do feel like they are slightly similar players with how they like to play and how positive they are on the ball. And the fact that James Maddison in a Leicester City team has been producing more goals and assists than Bruno has, I think is impressive, at least in my books. And then if you actually look at the total appearances between Bukayo Saka and Maddison here, he's had over 100 appearances so far, Bukayo Saka, which is very impressive for such a young kid. But Maddison, Dave, I mean, playing for, again, teams like Norwich, Leicester, 30 goals, 22 assists, more than Bukayo Saka's been putting up. That is impressive.
Yeah, Starboy isn't as great after all, is he? But, you know, Kulu's stats when he came in from the January of that season to the end of the season stacked up with Saka's. And when you look at it, you've now got Son, Kane, Maddison, and if you can get the Kulu back that we first signed, I mean, we are absolutely saucing that attack. Will be up there with the best in the league. So all you got to do is just put, you know, one or maybe buy one more centre midfielder and a couple of centre backs, and who knows what this season can bring. But you know, I look forward to clowning on Arsenal with Maddison this season. It's just another excuse to have a pop at them. Brilliant. Oh, and he also has more goals and assists than that cheap cleaning product as well, Woody Woody.
Expressions, Dave. He's given his welcoming to the James Maddison signing, and I guess he's maybe.
You know,
do you think he thinks Levy is cooking? What do you think he's trying to say by this, Dave?
No, do you know what I love about it? Right? Anyone that watches Expressions on his own stream, on Don Robbie and all, he's always going off about Levy, right? Always on about him. And then, you know, as soon as we get Madison in, he puts that up, starts maybe, you know, just for a bit of a laugh. And the amount of reaction I got underneath was absolutely hilarious.
This is, I think, probably one of the most beautiful tweets that you were able to find here, Dave. And it's kind of what you would call, he called it copium here, but maybe what you would describe it is maybe the pathway of copium, or sort of the, you know, the series, the stages of copium, if you will. This Newcastle fan way back in the day say, we better get a move on and sign Maddison or move on to Szoboszlai quickly. Can't see us getting Barella or Maddison, unfortunately. And he says, I also love both, but don't get the Maddison hate, to be honest. Back-to-back seasons with 20 goals and assists is absolutely unbelievable. And then also, again, he said, people saying no to Maddison is absolutely hilarious. Followed up by 19 hours ago, Dave, this man has said, great business, lads. Getting £50 million for a bang average midfielder made Spurs look silly. It's really impressive that they don't realize that these tweets are actually, you know, on the internet forever, Dave.
First of all, it wasn't 50 million either. It was 40 million. So we'll correct that. Look, this, you know, the only word to describe this, Jacko, is salty and absolutely mudded. This is what I love about Twitter. This is what I love about the internet. I love it. It's absolutely brilliant.
Gorgeous.
And, you know, it just goes to show, you know, do you know what I love about it? How much research someone has gone
yeah, they've really torched him here
over the years. That's absolutely priceless.
He might have to be, yeah, honestly, he might have to go for a self-suspension, maybe, this guy, after that, when he's really gotten absolutely flamed. Danny Rose Peter saying, even the admin can't believe it. And I think that's in response to the, yep, it happened. I guess even the admin thought that Spurs couldn't move this quickly. Probably the admin was thinking it was just going to be Vicario. Also, as well, you sort of compare us to the likes of Chelsea and clubs like that, where the admin is honestly just too busy with all the new signings. They probably can't even keep up half the time because they're always dealing with so many outgoings and ingoings and everything. Whereas Spurs, right, they're probably moving a lot quicker than maybe the admins and the media team are used to.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. Sums up perfectly, though. It does sum it up perfectly. This next one is brilliant as well. And I think it sort of echoes everyone's feelings, right? Just when I thought I was out, they sucked me back in.
I think, Dave, we constantly sort of, you know, teeter between, you know, the states of we're doomed and we're cooking. And at this moment in time, I think we're in the cooking stage, but I look forward to being back to the we're doomed stage. Someone else wrote, calm down. We've signed James Maddison, not Ronaldinho.
There's always one out there, Jacko,
They
who
just
will
don't want to
find
have
a
fun.
reason, who will find a reason just to give out, and that was absolutely brilliant. It's the best one I've seen.
They just don't want to have fun, Dave. I think that's simply what it is. James Madison as well maybe has been brought in, Dave, because perhaps he's pretty good at the darts.
We're here again, aren't we, Jacko? We're bringing in people who like to play other sports rather than keeping people focused on what they're supposed to be doing, which is football. So, look, we know what James Madison brings to the dressing room, and that is darts. I just hope it doesn't kick off, a spell that we've seen so many times over the last few years where players are struggling to do the basics to start moaning about training. We've had enough problem with cricket, golf, this, that, and the other. So I just encourage James Madison, please keep the dartboard out of the training ground.
Last word on Spurs, saying Tottenham Hotspur head coach and Postecoglou sees Spurs summer signing James Madison as the perfect fit for his system. Madison was strongly considered as a signing last summer, but there was ultimately an acceptance that under Antonio Conte, the Italians' formation did not allow for the then Leicester man through the center, thus rendering a much higher fee difficult to justify for a player who might end up on the sidelines more often than not. I think we sort of knew that, and that was part of the reason maybe why, even though everybody wanted Madison back then, we sort of felt like, yeah, maybe not the perfect guy for this Antonio Conte system. Now that we've actually brought him in, Dave, are you glad that we've perhaps waited, or that we didn't get him in originally during the Conte days, and that we waited perhaps an extra season, got him a little cheaper, and also he's going into things where the system we know should suit him?
Look, unless he played in one of the midfield too, we know Antonio Conte wouldn't have played him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Now, I do know, look, Madison can play either side. He can play on the left or the right as well. He's good enough to do that. But, interesting that they say play through the centre. Does that perhaps mean Ange Postecoglou could break back out the 4-2-3-1 that he played with the Australian national team and he comes in as Cam? Who knows?
Crazy that James Madison is going for £40 million when we actually got Odegaard for £29 million, in which Owen responded, crazy that Declan Rice is going to cost £105 million when we got James Madison, Yves Bissouma, and Bentancur for £85 million. That is a baller tweet, I think. That is an incredible response because everybody says that Rice, right, is the perfect complete midfielder. I think Rice is a very, very good midfielder and probably is, to be honest, worth close to that price for West Ham. But you sort of look at it, what Bissouma offers, what Bentancur offers, and what Madison all offer together is much greater than a £100 million player like Rice is. I'd actually much rather have those three than Declan Rice.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is the internet at its finest. You just know that this AV guy has gone to bed thinking about it, absolutely seething, and there's no reply that he can make to it. So someone went home crying to mommy.
And this is James Madison's farewell as well to the Leicester fans, saying, Leicester City family, 5 seasons and 203 appearances later, my journey as a Fox has come to an end. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything. Felt proud to put on that number 10 shirt every single time. An emotional and heartfelt goodbye. Love from Matters. Very classy, I thought, actually, as well. This one's a absolutely shocking take, Dave, and I'm glad that the Spurs community sort of responded in the manner that they did. Cam has written here, welcome, Madison. If you fancy bringing home a friend, nobody is against it. And Coy's man, Dan, has said pretty sure 99% of us are against it. He's gotten 34 likes already. Absolutely love it. Oh, Dave, shocking take.
Cam's had an absolute nightmare here. I mean, he should get a 24-hour ban just for that. Yeah. I mean, we just don't learn our lessons, do we? No. We just do not learn the lessons.
Alrighty, Dave. Well, I think we'll end it there. Anything that you have to tell the people of the Irish Hotspur?
Yeah, if you do enjoy these Twitter reacts and you want us to start reacting to stuff that maybe you find funny or you'd like to see our reactions to, make sure you tag us on Twitter at the Irish Y, and we'll be sure to make sure we get it in the next Twitter reacts. We'll be doing them to all the players that we sign over the summer transfer window, so you will have plenty of opportunities. Make sure you smash the like button. Let's try and get over 200 likes on this one. Jacko, as always, come on, you Spurs.
In the big Ange we trust, everybody. And welcome James Madison once again.
Get ready for the Ange Purge starting on Saturday.